that is the tithe. In the untithe, what will happen is, thus it will be when Christ comes. Farmers, merchants, lawyers, tradesmen will be wholly engrossed in the business, and upon them the day of the Lord will come as a snare. Are we getting this? Okay, so this should open our mind. So here we are being told to say, even in our day-to-day, farmers, they'll be busy with farming. Lawyers, they'll be busy in their businesses. Merchants, busy. And then until when the day of Christ will come. And to them, it will come as a what? As a snare. So now, this is telling us to say, us who are here listening to the word of God, we need to be people who are ready and prepared. So, with these few words, we are going to have a word of prayer. Last Sister Minnie will pray for us.
Our Father, who art in heaven, blessed be your holy name, and we pray that your name will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Dear Father, as we bring to today's lesson, we pray for wisdom and understanding, and for the presence of the Holy Spirit to help us never as our going to do. Our prayer, Father, is that these lessons you are learning may help us to gain salvation at the end of the day. We pray for the Spirit that is from above, and help because we know on our own we cannot make it. And in the blessed name of Jesus Christ that we ask and pray, amen. Amen.
So this is going to be our lesson today. Okay. So the title of our lesson is the harvest and the growth of probation. Okay. So now, why are we learning this lesson today? Why are we learning about the harvest and the growth of probation? So, the reason why we are learning this lesson today is we want to understand the events that will happen in the time of the harvest and after the harvest. So, the events that are going to happen, they are one to understand them. Because the events that are happening in the time of the harvest concern us who live in the time of the harvest. So now, first question that we need to answer is, what is the harvest? What is the harvest? So when we go to chapter number 3, when we read chapter number 3, it is telling us that the harvest is the result of toil and what? Effort. So what happens is, when you plant in Gamariala, when you plant maize, you plant maize today. What time are you going to harvest? What time do you expect to harvest?
3 months.
Huh? What time? April, May, right? Then the Jews, what time did they use to, like, let me say the Hebrew, what time did they use to harvest their crops? Between May to April, right? Yes. So now, what they used to do, whenever Israel, it was that when the time for harvesting comes, there were instructions that God gave them on how to harvest. First thing what they will do is to go and do what? And get first what belongs to whom? Which is the what? The first fruit? First fruit, that sender. Then they will take that first fruit to who? To the priest. And then the priest will do what? I want you to understand the background first. Then the priest will do what with the worship? Leviticus. What would the priest do, Brother Kako? After that's in worship, first fruits. That first fruit belong to God. So they will take that first fruit to the high priest. Then the high priest will take that to the sanctuary and then wave. On which day? On the 18th day of the week of who? Chance na chinyanja nzamu nakumbuka of using also chinyanja. So batem pamene vana va Israel pamene nzochita kwanje kafika day okolola. Vakalipo kutumiriza yonse ija bakolole bange kuja. Chintu choyamba nzochita kwanje vazaita batinge first fruits valeta kuli high priest. Then uja high priest azaida within the sanctuary during the week of Passover. That is on Thursday, on Kalapa 18, then wakasiriza kukushika kuweki na msanctuary. Then they were saying the man going to follow Rama. Then they said, so that's when they will go now and harvest. For how long? So after harvesting now, that's when now we celebrate also. So now, when we go to Matthew 13, hope we have done that lesson. So when we go to Matthew 13, that's where we see now where the planting started and where the harvest will take place. When? So Jesus Christ says, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man who went to sow a good seed in his field. And then when he went, he left men to look after the vineyard. Asira abantu chimu chabangi muyanganire munda. So what happened to those men? They slept. And when they slept, the enemy does what? He came and planted a bad seed. Are we seeing that? So now, when there was a bad seed in the field, these seeds, bad seed and the good seed, they grew together. Until Batemba many manje yezofuna kutipase mafruit saying. That's when now the servants realized to say, there's what? There's bad seed. Now, after realizing that there was a bad seed, they came to the master and said, Master, didn't you plant a good seed there? Only. Then he said, the master said what?
Master.
Huh? Yes.
Master banje okutira tira. Ndefuile chapa epali ile mwana mfunya ingano. Mwana mfunya. Ile mwana mfunya amateria mwana mfunya.
Okay, so when they asked the master to say, what type of seed did you plant? The master said, I planted good seed. And then the enemy came when you slept, planted the bad seed. Now they say, okay, give us power so that we can go and approach these years. Then the master said, you leave them so that they can grow together. Until when? Until when? The harvest. So this harvest is what we are studying today. Are we getting that? Mm-hmm. And in the time of the harvest, I will do what?
Send reapers.
Huh?
I will send reapers.
So now, do we agree to say the harvest is a time? It's a period? Yes, so this is the period when harvest. And in the time of the harvest, what will happen? Let's read that verse. Matthew 13. Let's read that verse. What will happen? Huh? Matthew 13, verse 1.
This one. No, not this one.
In the time of the harvest, what will happen? I will say to my servant, the angels say, go and do what? Gather first what? The tares. After gathering the tares, where are you taking the tares? Burning them. And then to the wheat, what happened? Take the wheat and put in the pan. Are we seeing that? So that is the lesson that Christ gave. So that parable has a spiritual understanding that we need to understand. So now, that is the lesson now we want to study in details to say. So now, when we come, the harvest is a period. And the harvest, in other way, we can say it's a gathering. And first, what you gather in this period is first are the tares, you burn them, and then you gather what? So the harvest is the period, is the what? So now, when we come to our church now, we find that our church is showing us the AD 1929, where we see Ezekiel 9 there. So, since the harvest is what is the gathering time, now I want to ask the question to say, when did the gathering start? When will this harvest start? So let's go to Revelation chapter 7, verse 1. We read verse 1 up to verse 5.
This one?
Yes.
And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all tribes of the children of Israel.
Okay, just there. So in Revelation 7, chapter 7, 9, we see what? More sealing, eh? And sealing is the servant of God in the 144,000, eh? Are we seeing that? Now, this sealing each tika in the last days. So when we study Matthew 13, teach to understand Buddha. Matthew 13, the planting of the Buddha seed, when was it planted? And who planted the Buddha seed?
The Son of Man.
The Son of Man. Who is it? Jesus Christ, eh? Yes. When was the seed planted? During his ministry. Yes. Okay. So when Christ came, that is the time he started planting the seed, the good seed. Now, when was the bad seed planted? When men slept. Of which it is to understand when did men sleep? After the death of the disciples, right? Yes. Remember, during the life of the disciples, the church was pure. But when the disciples died, now that was the time now the standard was lower. That was the time now the bad seed was planted. What period is that? So since that time we have been living with the tares in the what? In the vineyard. How many seeds are in the vineyard now? How many seeds are in the SDA church today? Are we seeing that? Now, since in the SDA church we have 2 seeds or 2 group of people according to testimony for the church. Testimony to minister 34, 46. It's telling us that there are 2 group of people in the SDA church. That's why we see now the selecting or the sealing now begin first in the SDA church. Are we seeing that? So now, since in 1929 when the message of the sealing came, we have been living in the what? In the sealing period. So in Revelation chapter 7 verse 1, John anaona vangeli vai four angels standing on the four corners of the earth. And these four angels were holding the four winds. So that the four winds should not blow on the earth until the servants of God were sealed. And we find that this sealing, it is taking place first in the SDA church, where the 144 are gathered. And then after the 144, what will happen? You can read verse 5 to 6.
Verse 5.
Or you jump to, then you jump to verse 9.
Verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
Okay. So we see how many sitting there? 2, right? We are seeing 2 sitting there. So do you want to sit in year 144, which is the gathering, and then you want to sit in year great multitude. Now we need to divide it. So we see that from the time the message came, AD 1929, up to the time Minister Slaughter is actually here. But we are living in the time of the sealing time, SDH. Now let's read Shepherds Road Volume 2, page 162. Someone to read it, or I can read it here. So, inspiration Ikambahuti, the first party of the church dated 1929 here. Are we seeing the first part of the church? Yes, dated 1929 to the cave. Dated to the cave marked by Ezekiel 9. Are we seeing here? Yes. Is the period in which the 144,000 are sealed. The separation of the tares from the wheat. The purification of the church as the 144 are the first fruits. So now from here, from 1929 up to the time Ezekiel 9 is actually here. This is the period in the 144 are being sealed. Are we together? So, since the message came of the shepherds which is doing the sealing, we are now living at the time when God is sealing in the servants. Okay, maybe we can understand. Yes. Okay, from here, 1929. A many message here, shepherds of the library, they are seeing on the 144,000. Up to the time, Ezekiel 9 is actually here. Space about the period, they are seeing around 44,000. Remember, White said the last word for the church is what? The sealing of the 144,000. So this sealing of the 144,000 is what we are saying, the gathering, let's come out to the gathering or the harvest, in other words. Are we seeing that? Now they have this harvest in Mapatia Bay. We first buy the Korah first fruits. If first fruit and even the Peleka, one of Israel, the Korah first fruits, by Peleka sanctuary and we were being. If the first fruits, it turned out was 144,000. In this harvest, in the time of the harvest, I will say to my servant to say, first gather the what? The tares. Now, in this case these tares will be gathered here first, are those who are going to die in the slaughter of Ezekiel what? Ezekiel. Are we together? Yes. So, those tares, remember a tear, Sanangari Pagan. Tear in Mungoku gospel, but Sanatembino. Tear resembles the what? The wheat. Not until the time when they are about to show the fruit, that's when you discover, this is a bad material. That's why the Lord is telling the servants, the leaders of the church, to say, don't approach. Do you know the reason why he said don't approach? Because if you begin to approach, you even approach what? The wheat. Because once the Papa said, fish me said, Simungazile kuti apa wheat ni ndani. Once the Papa, they look alike, not until man. It is only the servants, it is only the Lord himself who knows to say, this one is a bad material. Gather this first and then burn them. So from our chart we see to say, the gathering time started in 1929. So since 1929 we are living in the time of the what? Of the harvest. And in this time of the harvest we should not be confused. Right? First, what is being gathered here is the first fruit. How did the children of Israel used to harvest? How did they used to do it? How did the children of Israel used to harvest the crops?
First, they will use the
The web sheet. When? And which month was that? Huh? In the first month. Are we seeing that? So they used to gather their first fruits first in the first month. There's a week of Passover. So during that week, per Saturday, per Sunday, at 18th, they will get the first fruits and then wave that worship. So that first fruits, exactly moment when the children of Israel, the moment in which they came to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ celebrated the Passover, and then on the 18th, Jesus Christ resurrected. And when Christ resurrected by 18th, what did he do? He went to what? He went to heaven. To be waved there, and then he did what? He came back. So whatever Israel put, from the 18th, God told them to say, from 18th, you need to count 7 Sabbaths. After 7 Sabbaths, which is 49 days, Amen? Yes. Then on the morrow, it will be a day of what? Pentecost. So the children of Israel now used to celebrate Pentecost. Until now, Bakakoro is in the 7th what? In the 7th month. In the 7th month, a day of atonement. Are we seeing that? So that is how it used to happen in one of Israel. So now, since inspiration, when we read the Acts of the Apostles, it is telling us to say all this system and symbols will come back to the prophecy. Yes. So from here up to here, whenever you have a question or contribution, you can ask before we go so long. How many hands do you have a question? Yeah, brother man. And then another one. Any question? Here. I am advanced. I have to Are we saying that? This one, if you have not done Matthew 13. After this church is summarized because you have done Matthew 13. You 144, you have done it. World history in prophetic symbols of done it. Revelation 17, you have done it. Revelation 13 also you have done it. So in English is summary. Even the plagues also you have done it. So you see English summary. But if you have not done these lessons, it may take us time to start opening. So you can ask my brother.
My question is, do we need still to wave the first fruit?
Do we need to wave the first fruit?
Yes.
And in this case, who are the first fruits?
I'm referring to, for example, to a farmer.
Or in case of a farmer, physically.
Yes.
Do we do that? We don't do that, right? It has never happened. So, all those in worship, you know the reason why they were doing it? They were pointing to Christ, who came in an exact manner as they used to do it. That's why those ceremonies are used to us. Have we seen that? Yes. That's your name. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Is it clear now?
Yes, Kai, the reason why I've asked you, Kumanga, Kumache, where Yamba farm, when he asked for the first fruit. So that's why I was trying to be clear.
They're asking for the first fruit.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so as you can that. Yeah, so we don't do that. Eh? There's no need of getting a workshop with Maleka as a farmer, Maleka needs. Apena Munashanga one in the Matinga. Apena came Maleka to wait. There's a hand.
Yeah,
Okay,
just to add on. The reason why those things used to take place is because they are pointing to something. And all those web sheaves and the web robes, they were pointing to the gathering.
Yes.
The web sheaf to the gathering of the first fruits, then the web robes, the gathering of what? The second fruits. And we see that they were also pointing to the death of who? The death of Christ. Because it is at the same day they were offering those web sheaf, that it is on the same day when Christ did what? Died.
No, died.
Yes, so we see that if we continue doing those, because they were symbols. So if we continue observing those ceremonies, it means we are saying that we are still waiting for Christ to do what? To die.
To come.
Yeah, to die, to come and die.
Yes. And the Jews, they are still celebrating. But Jews, they are still celebrating because they are still waiting for the second coming.
The first coming.
Oh, sorry, for the first. Yes. So now, the harvest period. The harvest is not a one-day job, right? The harvest, in the time of the harvest, it is not a one-day job whereby you start today and it's a period. So in this period, what happened is that God has sent a message. So this message is the one that is separating those who are to die in the slaughter and those who are to be saved. So the message that came in 1929 is the one that is doing the separation. Is doing the separation. That's why you and me, we are here today. So the message is doing the separation. And this separation, it will continue until now God will say now, those who without the seal, according to Revelation 7, and according to Ezekiel chapter 9. That one we are not going to read it because we have already seen it. We know it. Everyone here has done Ezekiel 9. So those without the seal now they will be slaughtered. Now, after they are slaughtered, the harvest has not ended. Are we seeing that? The harvest is still for continue. So once they are slaughtered, the 144, we are told to say, when you read the Revelation again, there's a great multitude. So the reason why they are sealed, it is because they have the what? A work to perform. So they will go now into the world to proclaim the love of God. Are we seeing that? Yes. So they will go in the world to proclaim the love of God. So now after Ezekiel 9, what will follow next? The church federation. Let's read the Revelation 17 verse 9. And someone also to open great controversy. Great controversy, page 588, where it says, through the two great errors, the immortality of the soul and the Sunday sacredness. 588, paragraph 1. Someone also to open the Revelation 17, verse 9.
And see the man
just there. Have we done Liberation 17 before? In Liberation, when you do Liberation 17, we have done it.
So God.
So go right. Okay. Here, this one. This woman. Are we seeing? First, the woman was sitting where? The main waters, right? When was this? During the Dark Age. So the woman was sitting on many waters, of which we know to say these many waters represent multitudes and people and nation tongue, which is the old world, where this woman ruled the people. And then later on now we see this woman sitting where now? On the 7 heads. Of which we know that these heads represent what? The religious what? Bodies. And by 7 in number, according to Acts of the Apostle 5:85, it means what? Completeness. So meaning, by sitting on these 7 heads, it means this woman will control all the what? The religious bodies. Are we seeing that? So the religious body will be controlled by this woman. And this woman we are told to say is the what? The mother of who? This is the first religion. So now, what will happen here is that after Ezekiel chapter 9, the church will federate. The churches will be controlled by a false religion. And then the reason why these churches will unite and then be controlled by this woman is for a specific agenda that they want. So now let's read the first of it. They hear the agenda.
Paragraph 1. Through the two great eras, the immortality of the soul and Sunday sacredness, Satan will bring the people under his deceptions.
Ati kuchokera muri mafunziso ya boza angati how many? Two great era. How many eras that the devil uses? 2. And these 2 eras are what? Immortality of the what? Of the soul. To say, when you die, already these theories are there. Sunday, may your soul rest in peace. Another one. So through these theories, you come back with no, you shall not surely die. Meaning when you die, you have just moved from Lusaka to Kabi. There you will be living again. So through these theories, the immortality of the soul and the Sunday sacredness. To say the Sunday is sacred, Satan will bring the people under his deception. Continue.
While the former lays foundation of spiritualism, the latter creates a bond of sympathy with Rome.
Okay. What is the former? What is the former that is being spoken here? Spiritualism. How is it that? So while spiritualism bring what? Lay the foundation of spiritualism to say now people should believe in those spirits. The former, which is the Protestant now, this they will unite with who? With Rome. Why are they uniting with Rome? Continue.
The Protestants of the United States will be foremost in stretching their hands across the gulf to grasp the hand of spiritualism. They will reach over the abyss to clasp hands with the Roman power, and under the influence of this threefold union, this country will follow in the steps of Rome in trampling on the rights of conscience.
Okay. Are we seeing what will happen? When will this happen? It is after purification of the church. Right? So what will happen is that through the Sunday sacredness, spiritualism and the Protestantism, these people come together. And then they will join hand in hand with the Rome. So now this country, America, Sister White says, will follow in the steps of who? Of Rome. So whatever Rome did in forcing the conscience of the people, this is what this union will do. The threefold. Why are they saying the threefold? Let's break them down. It's a threefold union here. What are they three unions? According to the spiritual prophecy, Rome, spiritualism, Protestantism, so these will come together. And then once they come together, then they are going to force their what? Sunday sacredness. And it force the conscience of the people. And then they will come up with the laws. Now, for these laws to be enacted, someone needs to endorse them. Who is a civil leader? That's why now we are going. We'll see now what will happen once these guys unite. And they will come up with a law. Then someone here now will endorse to say, you can go ahead now. Me, I'll give you a point. Any question here? Any question? So you can go, you can read also down there where it says the dignitaries of church. Just down 592.
Yes,
the dignitaries of the church.
There is a hand there.
I just read the verse, then we'll come to the hand.
Right.
The dignitaries of church.
Yes.
Of church and state will unite to bribe.
Just start again.
The dignitaries of church and state will unite to bribe.
Okay, just what are the dignitaries? What are the dignitaries? My teachers, you can help us. Yes. Higher authority, leaders. So the leaders of the church, I was saying that the leaders of the church and the state will unite to do what? To bribe. Okay? The South or compel all classes to honor the Sunday. Continue.
The lack of divine authority will be supplied by oppressive enactments.
Yes, are we seeing what will happen here? So the dignitaries of the church, these are my churches, leaders now, they will unite with the state so that they can do what? They can bribe the South or compel all classes, whether you are poor, rich, lent or unlent, ignorant, or those who are bound in prison. They will be compelled to do what? To honor Sunday as the day of worship. So the lack of divine authority will be supplied by the oppressive enactment. Political corruption is destroying love of justice and regard for truth. Even in free America, rulers and legislators, in order to secure public favor, will yield to the popular demand for a law enforcing Sunday observance. Are we seeing that? So the reason why these churches will unite is to force the Sunday observance. Now, this union will be done after the purification of the church. Not before, because some of the people say, no, Sunday law will come, then after Sunday law, then purification of the church. No. First, the church needs to be pure, purified, then the union of churches, so that they can bring in the mark of the beast. So, any question? I saw the hand, you can ask now.
The question has been asked.
Oh, what was the question?
The question was will the purification or eventual night take place before the incarnation?
Oh. Okay. So this is what will happen here. So this is the church-wide federation. So there's a difference between church federation and church confederation. Right? When is church confederation taking place? When is the church confederation taking place? Are we in the lesson? When is the church confidence taking place? Because I can't see it here. Yes, Lord.
One name on the land. Church confidence is before purification of the church.
Before purification of the church. My sister, when is it taking place? You also think. Another thought.
There's a hand there.
There's a hand here. Yes. Huh? There's no hand there. So, church confidence is why? Kuti, why before Ezekiel what? So don't confuse the two. Church confidence and church federation, they are two different things. So here, when the churches confederate, SDA will not be there. Are we seeing that? Because as SDA, we believe in the Sabbath of the Lord. But these people, they have one thing in common. They all worship on Sunday. So they will bring their heads together. And then when you read the Deuteronomy, it is saying, they will put aside all their differences. They say, after all, we are all worshiping on Sunday. So why should we be like, let's bring our heads together. So church dignitaries will unite. And then they will seek secular support from the government. They say, now support us, we have this law that we want you to enforce. Then they will force now Sunday worship. Okay. So since there is no question, then we can go ahead. Okay, yes, that's it.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's the difference between national Sunday law and international Sunday law?
On national Sunday law and international Sunday law. What's the difference? They ask me.
No, the motion is second.
Second, are we getting that?
So it means in America, national Sunday law began, or I heard something like Donald Trump declared the national Sunday law. I don't know if it is meant for
Yes.
Such issues, just fake news to say like, to say they want to mean the same thing as in the international Sunday law that we know in April to say like it will come to happen. It's just a misunderstanding how we've come to misunderstood like by SDA, you know what I'm talking about, the Laodicea.
Yes.
So in order for us to present that thing that we have misunderstood now, to show ourselves what like we have studied something, to some question misinterprets no stuff when I'm a fake news probably about to say no Pope said this, if you have like we've seen the issue about the bishop walk up the guy man to say to prove that that one was just a paid actor. And another one was given to say Bapanga CGI of Pope to say he claims to say I'm the Shani, we have to say one new revelation talked about that he confessed. Such a only falsehood. My videos and Aman were made up. So like these are the things. But what they try to mean is the national Sunday law and the international Sunday law is one and the same thing. Now, let's say they're using grammar words.
So why you can't go with national Sunday law? Because national Sunday law first will start in America, then it will go worldwide. Yeah, first it is to start they'll start in America and test it. Just like COVID, before they could send COVID to we tested it first in China to see if it can kill. Yeah, so they will first test it in America, you start in America, then worldwide. So that's how it is. My sister.
Just a confirmation.
Yes.
First debate is okay, we Which one comes first?
Let's get the voice.
Lastly, say which one comes first? Which confidence comes first? Church confidence. Church federation.
Okay. So, which come first, the church confidence and church? I was asking this question, someone answered it. So, church confidence, it is our church, let's be a church. It is confidential with the world in order to present those people are in. Are we getting that? So, that one is before Ezekiel 9. Then, church federation now. This is now after Ezekiel 9. Now, these churches will unite. So this, in other terms, in other ways, you can say this is the what? The image of who? Well, this union, what they will do is they will perform the same duties that Rome did. So this, in other ways, you can say this is the image of the beast. Are we getting that? So now, let's read this quotation. Then we will come to another hand. Let's read the testimony for the church. Testimony to ministers and gospel workers, 133. If it is a question, it says, what the mark of the beast is? It is a question 9. What the mark of the beast is? So John was called to behold a people distinct from those who worship the beast or his image by keeping the first day of the week. The observance of this day is the mark of the beast. What is the mark of the beast? Observance of the Sunday. But now the quotation continues to say, but the Sunday worship is not yet mark of the beast. Are you getting that? Until what? The enforcement. So today, everyone who is worshiping on Sunday, we cannot say they have received the mark of the beast. Not until when these churches unite and then pass a law that will enforce people. So whoever is going to worship on Sunday, that time will receive the what? The mark of the beast. So the mark of the beast is Sunday observance. Now, what is the image to the beast? So, and how is it to be formed? The image is made by the two-horned beast. Who is making the image? The two-horned beast. Who is this one? America. So America is the one who is going to make the image of the beast. Okay. And the two-horned beast, and is an image to the beast. It is also called an image of the beast, the two-horned beast. Of Revelation 13, verse 11 to 17. Makes an image to the beast portrayed in Revelation 13, verse 1 to 10. So then, to learn what the image is like and how it is to be formed, we must study the characteristics of the beast. Now, if we want to know how this image of the beast will be formed, we need to study the characteristics actually. Yeah, beast. So now, what are the characteristics of the beast? Number 1. What are the characteristics of the beast? Of Revelation 18, verse 1 to 10. Number 1, is the characteristic of it. Huh? Who has the characteristic here in this? Rome, Rome. What did Rome do in the decades? Persecuting the saints of God. Why back? Yes. We know people like John Hus, Jerome, these people were did what? Were killed for believing in God. So those characteristics, even in this one also, this is the same thing. Okay. began. Okay. So the image of the beast represents that form of apostate Protestantism, which will be developed when the Protestant churches shall seek the aid of the civil power for the enforcement of their dogma, which is the nation Sunday law. So that is what we call the image of the beast. So when these churches are Protestant, they will unite and then seek the state to say, we want Sunday now to be the day. So, image of the beast. Why are we saying the image, it is the image of the beast? Because what they are doing here is exactly what the beast did what? The image is not different from the what? From the object. The photocopy child. Now we they'll be following the example of Rome. So now, after the churches are united, now the president, the person we are seeing here, when you read Revelation 13, verse 11, we see now this man in America, the state, the president. The president is the one after he is going to do what? To give force and power to this. So that this can do what? Can both speak? Are we together? Let's read Revelation 13, verse 14 to 18. Let's read Revelation 13, verse 14 to 18. I want to see what this beast will do.
What he says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth.
That is verse 1.
14.
Okay, start from 13.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven in the sight of men. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power in the sight of the beast.
Okay, that's who is going to do those miracles? The false prophet. And why will the false prophet do those miracles? What is the motive behind doing those miracles? To deceive men. Are we seeing that? So, when this union, when these people come together, they will choose the false prophet. With false prophet, inspiration comes about that another near medium or made Satan as. So this false prophet will do miracle. Miracle of causing fire to come from where? From heaven. In the sight of men. What does that mean? Physical or spiritual. It is physical more than the soul in the sight of men. So that men can do what? Can be deceived by those miracles. Okay, then continue.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wings that the sweat and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Okay, yes, there was a false prophet affect miracle, and then it is telling them to say, form the image of the beast. False prophet in E, and then we see another here. This another here, what is it doing? Huh? Has power to do what? To give life. So this another he, is not the first prophet. This is another being, which is it? Waiting accountable, the one who is going to be the head of the state at that time. Then he will give power to the image of the beast. So that this image of the beast can both speak. So that bamene bazakamba bakakamba kuti if bamene tifuna chabe, do us a favor please. We have this law, we want you to enforce this law. Muike mu constitution. And I make a okay, this law today is a law. And the constitution inspiration comes about writing the constitution. Lero mu constitution hapa America for religious liberty. Now for them to manage to bring this national Sunday law, that law is a national Sunday. As I come manja national Sunday law. So that manje aliens and by force, by fire, continue up to 18.
And that no man might buy or sell, save neither hath the matter, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of the man, and this number is 666.
We are done there. So verse 18 is simple. What they will do also is what? Bapanga miracle, banamamami. Venangu wakana, unami why? Because some people will not be deceived by those miracles. They will wakana, they will pass a law. Now this law now, popular economy. Don't allow these people to buy or sell. Now, once they touch the economy now, what will happen is that means money will compromise. Our children will suffer now. What are we going to do? Should we lose our properties because of suffer? So now this will be a time of trouble now to those who are still in battle. This will be a great test to them. Imagine now you are in the city, you depend on buying, you pay rent, for you to eat, you need to buy, you have commodities you need to sell. Now the law comes to say you are no longer allowed to buy and sell until on this condition. And the condition is simple, just keep it a Sabbath. Keep the Sunday. Just say Sunday is sacred. Then we will allow you to sell. Are we seeing that? So it will be a what? A time of trouble. And this law, we find that inspiration is telling us to say, America will deploy soldiers to make sure people comply to this. And those who don't comply, they will be done what? Should be killed. Kill them. If they don't comply, do what? Kill them. Now, at that time now, when that law is passed, there will only be people who survive. It's only those who obey God. So, that's why we see that that time should come after the church is purified. So that they are already in the kingdom now, the 144 will go in there to preach the loud news. They come out to farm with you. And they will take them to a safer place where they can survive without even dying. So this is what will happen in the future. So this comes after the churches have federated, united. So this union of churches is what we call, in other way to say, it is the image of the beast, or the image to the beast. So this is what will happen actually. So any question where you're not clear here, or contribution here? So we are starting from back on the page. It's you.
I see myself just a contribution on certain not miracles. Although Satan will perform a lot of miracles to deceive those people who are in the world, you will not manage to deceive everyone, because miracles cannot supersede the Bible. Yes. And you know that the scriptures is the only safe guide for those people who believe in Babylon at that same time. Certainly, I'm reading in the last day's event, page 167. Satan will come in to deceive, if possible, the very elect He claims to be trusted, and he is coming in, pretending to be the great medical missionary. He will cause fire to come down from heaven in the sight of men to prove that he is God. My point is that Satan will come in to deceive, if possible, the very elect one. If possible, the very elect one.
Meaning it is not possible for the elect.
Meaning it is not what possible for the elect to be what? To be deceived. Because they have what? They have already what? They have already received the what? The seal. So they want to be what? Deceived. But for those who be in what? In Babylon, for them, the only safeguard for them is scriptures. Studying the what? The Bible. Because the expression is saying that miracles cannot supersede the what? The Bible.
Yes, cannot.
It cannot. They can perform a lot of miracles in this world. They can. But if they are working, but if those miracles, they are performing them against what is written in the Bible, meaning they are false prophecy.
So when you look at that quotation also, you will come as a native what? So at Satan will work with wonders. You will cause people to get sick, and then come the following day to heal them. Who doesn't like to be healed? No one, eh? You are sick and then he heals you. And then tell you to say, now obey you. Can you fail to obey you? So this is what the devil will do. But I find that those who be sealed, those people by that time, they are already protected. Even those sicknesses, the devil will cast it. He will cast a spell, but those people will be protected. They won't be. Then you are the second one, yes. Yes.
So, before Church Federation, Satange Rokweva our squid seal,
Yes.
then question after Church Federation, then he signed the cover. So, we have kucha recover protective na ilifika wapi niwe pia msichana kisimu bali hawa ni direct hawa kujisaidia kali
Okay. So it's very nice. Bro, remember, you can answer the question. Okay, so bafunza kuti ndala kama mwana mbele right. Bafunza kuti ngati after because Church Federation or map of this organization initiative, if we are after church and verified, and the map of this is that an farm who is about the 144 or River Javako chapter, the very back. Is that the question? So, yes, but
that's something.
Yes, actually, the reason why the 144,000 have been sealed right now, you need to understand the fact that this seal, it is a seal of protection from the what? From the tempest, from the mark of the beast. Because during that period after the seal, they will be forcing. And if anything, they will be killing. So, the 144,000 are called the servants of God. They are called servants because they have got a work to do. Are you getting the point? Now, what work is this? The work is to preach the love of God. So, meaning that if you have studied in Revelation chapter 4, I say, the dragon, after being discovered that his agents have been what? Have been swallowed by the what? By the earth. The earth helped the what? The woman. And after the devil discovering that the earth has helped the woman, what will Satan do to the woman? Who got a PhD? Who left her? Lamonale, Umuto, who in a Kumanga, who was a shan, oh, short to Takuma, Alipta. Traveling majestically. I have come who said our fuel. This is what the devil will be doing to the 144,000 during that period of the last Christ. Because when the 144,000 are sealed, they are sealed with the seal of protection. The seal of protection. So when the enforcement will be enacted during that period, to those mark of the beast there during the loud cry. That's what the Bible says in verse 12. And the dragon was wrapped unto the who? And went to make war with the remnant of what? He is just going to make war. He is planning to make war with the 144,000. Who is the woman? Now I shot the church no, but now he proves himself God. So now as I will be preaching the message during the outline, you akapata fellowship. To those who are in Babylon already, I tell you the point. Never come to make war. And what is this war? Sunday enforcement. Enforcement. Who Papa Sunday reported to the fire. Who shall Takuri Kushtisha, everything that has been mentioned there. That is what is making. But is that what affecting the 144,000 already sealed? They are already in the kingdom, the typical Arab of today, safe. Yes. I was saying that. So now, that is, everybody is a secret. But it's never going to be I think each time, very look at it. No another place. This time is not far distance. That there are signs showing that this time, any time, because I'm against the Middle East, world market, I'm a superpower and called what world market. I don't let you in the what. But I just want to quote, Testimonies for the Church, volume 5, page 451, where it is actually first. It's a classification. First of all, she will because I want to quote the final. First. Okay. I have to read the final. You can come in.
Or you read first?
No, I will read the final.
Yeah, I think concerning this question, what we understand is the whole system, the setting up on the map of the beast. What is the territory? Babylon. Is it so? Where are the 144,000 by then? In the kingdom, mind. So this system here, Church Federation, Revelation chapter 17, verse 9. It is not involving the church, the 144,000, because the territory is Babylon. Then the 144,000 are sealed. From Mount Zion, what is the next destination? From Mount Zion, what is their next destination? Huh? Where are they going to receive the Holy Spirit to proclaim the loud cry? Huh? Okay, after their sealing. Okay, let's say, but Abasambira, the lesson of the Solemn Assembly, right? From the Solemn Assembly, what is the next destination for the 144,000? Palestine, 10. So, meaning, Irabalesta set up with a system which 144,000 what is Palestine. So, the 144,000, never case are now like a system. In that 1 hour, so why they are sealed is to overcome that system. So Taiko 144,000. No wonder Revelation chapter 12, and the dragon was what? It was not quite affected, but you can't do anything. But Kuyo Navena, Nasha to attend to Navena, our landing now. So amakwata abanankozesa great multitude of which kulakwira kachimpya bamo others bakamuchimpya.
Okay, so don't no, right? So you
No,
can read
let's
that.
ask him first.
Now, are you answering? Are you answering? Okay, thank you. So, for the time, Brother, you can.
Bro, the brother for him to say things that you have to be open. We are Bible students. We are sharpening one another. So that we help one another. Not that they take good time.
Maybe if I had the question, maybe it would be out of our again doing the process.
And then the people open.
Another question which I can have then. Number since after there is a involved Sunday. So ikawa to what essence? Sadana kafa alipewa tunapata hizo na namba kwa ini usombo tu kwa mambo ya second. Oro ikawa nipo mali tukiwa kwa tendo kitu.
Brother, chenye kichwele na yes. Okay, so to summarize, let me summarize this then you come. I have a question and I'm going to tell you a question because 10 years in the essay. I'll give you time. So now, according to after the churches confederate, you can go and read the last day event saying it is clear. So when these churches confederate, the agenda is to bring one the mark of the which is the image and the beast. So once National Sunday Law, I am, then now God's people what they will do to oppose that agenda. By preaching the word, loud cry. So in preaching loud cry, they will say, come out of her, my people. Because Babylon has done what? Forever. It has made all nations to drink of the wine of her communication. Have you seen that? That wine is false doctrine. So the 144 now will oppose the system. So now, after, so here we are seeing now, in America now, this man, they will bring out the mark of the beast, enforcing it. Now, after enforcing now, the world now will be ruled by the woman. Have you seen that? So next, what will rule the world? It is not communism or capitalism. Have you seen that? Today we may see capitalism as progressing, right? But where we are going, apart in our powers, there is capitalism and communism, China and America. So these people, this power will come to mutual agreement so that this can bring their agenda. So once they agree, churches will unite and the churches will control the state. So the state now, the world will be ruled by a false religion. Now this false religion with what? How many what? We are seeing a cup with a golden cup with fused what? With abomination there. These abominations are packaged in such a way that they look attractive, right? That's why they are using a golden cup. So now the woman, false religion, will rule the world. And then we are told here, when we read Revelation 17, these kings who have no power. That's why you see here, kings are what? Harmless. Have you seen that? Meaning, the president here in Zambia will have no power to this religion. Even the president in Malawi. That's why we find that this law will be made in America. But it will affect the whole world. Have you seen that? Even the president here in Zambia will not say no to that law. If in Zambia we are a Christian nation, we can't force our people. No. Once they change there, everyone in here does what? Changes. And then the woman now will do what? Will do the work. Now, when we read 16, this one for the check from 6:23:95. This one is read at one time. But let's read the Revelation 17. 3. Then we see what will happen there. Someone read it.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast,
This one.
full of nails of brass and having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Are we seeing that? So now here we see this woman. The first religion, this woman is Babylon, remember. And this woman was drunk with the what? The blood of the saints and of the martyrs of Jesus Christ. So this woman has been there even before long. Are we together? Because someone was saying this woman is wrong. No. This woman has been there even before long. This woman is guilty of the blood of Abel. So who is this woman? False religion. So now false religion will control both the churches and the civil what? And then Sunday law will be what? It will be a law now. So this is what happens. Now the question is, will this woman rule the world until the end of time? Until the second coming of Christ? Huh? What will happen to this woman? What will happen? This one, what will this one do? The woman. We have done in Revelation 17. That's why we're doing this. So what will happen to the horn? What will these horns do?
They will destroy that woman.
Brethren, are we together? That's why come about if you have not done in Revelation 17, it will take time to learn this one. In fact, when you have done all these lessons, it can take us 30 minutes just to study this. Even less than 30 minutes. Why? Because we are just summarizing. So, these horns now, they will bring their heads together. And they say, this woman, Atika Anga. This system, because why will this one destroy this woman? It's because this woman will rule in favor of who? Of what? Of capitalism. Are we together? Go and read 2 TG number 17 and 18. So this woman will rule in favor of capitalism. So now the communists now, they want to benefit. They'll be like, you, we're not benefiting anything. Because these communists, they are not interested in Christianity. Are they interested? Are Chinese interested in Christianity? Go to China and you will find the Pentecostal church. They won't find it. Uchina kuenda kwa na Bible kumbula ni kumulani Kristo bakumana. Them they believe watching those idols. So now later on also follow these kings will destroy the woman. Now after destroying the woman, these ones will rule for a period of what? A short period, then Jesus Christ. So this is why you are seeing here now. They're seeing the destruction of the earth. This is the one we're seeing here. Destroyed. After being destroyed here again, what will be destroyed here is what? The what? The beast and the what? The false prophets. Let's read the Revelation 19. Someone to read also Revelation 17. Let's read Revelation 17 to 16. Then someone also Revelation 19. Then we see how this will be done.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast,
These 10 horns.
these shall hurt the world, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
Here, are we seeing? So this woman will rule, but again later on they will, you know Chinese, those people they need this, they love money. So, they don't benefit. They will destroy this woman. And who is going to give these horns power to destroy the woman? Go down there. Continue. Where you left?
Verse 17.
It says, for God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the ways of God shall be fulfilled.
Okay, just there. Where are they going to get power to destroy them? Because this is a power system that you cannot destroy. It's impossible. Not even China, not even Iran, Russia can destroy this. Or Russia, China, Iran, these people, if they bring their soldiers together, they cannot destroy this. It's impossible. How will they accomplish it? 17, God will put power in their hearts. To fulfill his what? His will. So you see that God can use even Gentiles to fulfill his will. Huh? God can use Gentiles to fulfill his will. Remember when we do the lesson in Zechariah chapter 2, these horns. He used these horns to scatter, and then he used them as carpet to bring again back. So even here, God now will use the communities to destroy this system. Now, after this system is destroyed, now these horns will rule a short period of time. Then Christ will do what? Are we seeing that? Now, the question, when will this woman be destroyed? After the close of probation or before the close of probation? So now here, probation of church has already it's not achieved. Here, even like a probation of church, it's not achieved. When probation happens to be assembled, then it will take place here, now decline, until here, probation will do what? Close. To the what? To the world. Now, after the probation is closed to the world, what next? 400 days. What will happen during 400 days? The plagues. When will this system be destroyed? Is it before the plagues or during the plagues or after the plagues? That's my question. When? My brother Chan. Raise your hand. Don't hide your hand. Raise it.
There's a hand there.
Yes, bro.
You are asking a question to say,
When will this system, this woman be destroyed? Is it before
Probation.
probation
Before the plague.
or during the plagues or after the plagues? Bible
we
students.
are actually told in the plagues to say in the 7th plague we shall actually see Christ coming. So we can't say that it will actually come to an end in the plagues there. Yeah. Then again, so initially it will actually be, I would say, before
The plagues. Before the what? The plagues.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. When I'm good, which is before the plagues. When I'm good. When I'm yes. Let's participate. When I'm during the plagues. When so change your word. Never come out during the plagues. Okay, now let's say never come out before the plagues. One, okay. Never come out 0. So the answer is during the what?
No? Because if you follow the chart, like we said, at the close.
At the close.
Yes.
That's when the woman will be destroyed.
That's what the chart is pointing there. I will say.
Oh, that's before the close of probation or during it?
The close of probation. No, this is English. It is saying at the close of what? Of probation. When English says at the close, it is not during or before. It is just immediately when it is closing back. Then this false religion is destroyed. I mean, what is the purpose of maintaining false religion during the 7th plague? Are you telling me that those people who will be suffering in the plagues will be still worshipping false religion? Because if you understand that woman it is a false religion, then the plagues begins to fall. Have you seen the contradictions which is there? Because if that is the woman is false religion, then he is destroyed at the close of probation. Then punishment begins.
So if you say at, meaning during the 49 days, or
No, it is not during at the end of the 49 days. I say.
So
the 49
it
days.
is during the plagues.
No, not during. I say, not during again, because English is saying at the cross. At the cross of probation. When the probation closes, then what happened? After, like in the lesson we had in the morning, after probation closes, what happened? Well, is it not 49 days? What will be happening in the 49 days? What will be happening in during 49 days? I'm asking a question.
During the 49 days, it will be the waiting time.
Waiting time, what the same time what?
Yeah, in the kingdom.
So now there it is pointing that it is that woman who is the false religion is destroyed at the cross of probation.
Or you are at the wait, pointing. Where is it pointing at?
There are where it is.
Or this.
Have you seen where it is pointing there? Have you seen where it is pointing?
Oh.
It is pointing there. I mean, I'm following the chart.
Or at the close of probation.
Me, I'm following the chart.
Okay, so here the chart, it is the close of probation.
Exactly.
Yes, so once the probation closes, then here now we see the distraction. Are we seeing the distraction?
Exactly.
So now the distraction is here, not here. So here is the close.
So now the issue is, what is happening at the close of probation?
Okay.
As the chart is what is
Yes, so the close is here. So here the probation now is closed. Now after the probation is closed, now the woman, this system will be destroyed. So once the system is destroyed, this woman, after the woman is destroyed, next is the woman, the what? The false prophet to be destroyed. And also the beast to be.
So meaning that chart,
Yes.
if you follow the statement is there, that statement is pointing at the period when that woman, before the religion is destroyed, is being burnt alive, thrown in the little fire.
Yes.
So now that wedge, with a box cut, is it a square? Not square. A rectangle. A rectangle, not so. At the close of probation.
Okay, so to understand this one, go and read Shepherd's Book 2, page 154. But then you pick up the time of the distraction of the woman.
It is pointing there.
So now, once the woman is destroyed, next that what will be destroyed is the what? The false prophet.
The false prophet.
Now, when will the false prophet be destroyed? Revelations 19, when you read it down, you come about it, there will be a time when the Christ will come here on earth, riding on the what? The white horse.